Good morning everyone, attention hypnotherapists, and I'm here in Yarra Glen, just over watching the pond, which is just really just a fun way to spend the morning. I've been here with my brother having breakfast and having tea in the morning because I'm still completely off alcohol, still completely off coffee as well, which I think is quite an achievement, and I put zero effort into doing it because I'm really making sure that I'm doing those things that make me happy, the things that give me health, that give me relationships and give me personal amusement. So if you're still struggling with your hypnotherapy clinic, there's only, and I promise you, 3 steps that you need to focus on. Because if you are focusing on business cards, logos, and web page colors, you can be doing that forever. And to be honest, let's be serious, that's never gonna be an actual business step that's going to get you to be where you need to be. So what are the 3 pillars? It's basically, you need these 3 things. You need to attract leads, you need to book them in to become bookings and sales, and then you need to give really confident service. And so in this video, I want to give you a framework right now that you need in order to just basically to achieve that, to get $100,000 in hypnotherapy in a practice. And so some people will have the money issue, where they feel that, it's greedy to earn enough money to basically own a house and take a holiday. But I promise you that it's not greedy. It's just that the world has changed and you've got to be able to change with it because the world's changing. People have this identity in the head to think that, I'm not someone who can do this. I'm not good with computers. It's as if that, the baby's born and the doctor goes, yep, that baby's good with computers. Oh, that one's not good with computers. It's just ridiculous. It's that these tools are available for you. You have every right to grow your practice. You've got a responsibility that if you've basically spent, already 10, 20 grand learning these skills and you're good at hypnotherapy, but maybe lacking some confidence or maybe lacking some marketing and strategy, right now, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. So those 3 pillars, I'm going to talk about them one by one. How to attract leads. It's dead simple, but it's difficult in implementation because people don't always do the work, or they don't understand the work, or they're doing it by themselves. The second step is basically how to book them in, and the third is how to give really competent service. So I want to talk about the third one first, even though it's not the first step you're going to be doing, because giving service, you need to get leads and sales first. But if I talk about the first 2, you could be going well, but what am I selling? How do I make sure that I see a client? I've taught, at the Academy Hypnotic Science, I've seen over 3,000 students that I've taught personally, especially in my 6-figure track program, where basically it's an absolute premium price product. It's the $5,000. Some pay up front and some will basically do payment plans. But basically I see the same thing over and over, is that if I talk about how to do the marketing, students are then asking me, well then how do you get the service going? How do you make sure you deliver an expert service so that you're actually changing lives, so that you're actually getting the joy from the skills that you have and really making changes in people's lives? You could be helping people with anxiety, with depression, with weight loss, with smoking, whatever it is that you help them with. So basically there's what I call the 6x6 system plan, or the 36 box plan. So if you could watch this video from the start again, if you're jumping in now, because there's information in this video that this will be the most valuable video to your business if you watch it from the start and take notes and pause it along the way. But if you're watching live, just listen and watch it again from the start later. So the 36 box plan is how to make sure you're delivering the best possible service. So if you can get out a piece of paper and a pen, draw a box and divide it into 6x6. So you've got kind of 6 lines this way, 6 lines that way. Once you have that, if you can write system across the top and write health down the side. Now, I'm going to say what system stands for, because each letter of system, there's 6 letters in system, each one stands for what you need to be doing in your program to deliver really competent hypnotherapy. And then the health is an acronym, the 6 letters, that talk about how to give a health hypnotherapy program. So it could be for weight loss, it could be for whatever you're doing, but basically it's system and health. So system, basically, the S stands for socialize, which is only 5 minutes of your session. If you're socializing for at least 5 minutes, you build rapport. And if you've done NLP, if you've done hypnotherapy, you know what I'm talking about, rapport building exercises. The Y is for yearn, so Y-E-A-R-N, which is that you need to talk about directly what do they yearn for, what is their topic, why have they come. If it's weight loss, you talk about that. But you need to get your client to tell you everything that you can in the next 10 or 12 minutes about where they're at, so that you don't start delivering a strategy to them that makes them feel that you haven't listened to them. Even though you are listening to them, it's more important that the appearances, as well as you listen to them, the appearance is that they feel really listened to. So there was the socialize, the yearn. The next S is for the strategy, when you deliver your pillars of what your program is about. And people ask, okay, Scott, what's pillars? Pillars is really just the focus of your program. So if I'm delivering pillars on quit smoking hypnotherapy. My pillars are that they need to be able to handle the nicotine addiction, the habits, and the emotional battle. They're my pillars of the quit smoking program in hypnotherapy. Does that make sense? My pillars in my 6-figure track program is basically, again, 3 things. My pillars are get leads, make bookings or sales, and deliver really good service. So that's a pillar. So that's the second S in system. Then there is the trance work you do, which is for the T, the E, which is you explore the issue under hypnosis, and then the M is mobilize. So if you can write that across the top of the page where you've got system, you know these are the 6 things that you need to do in a 1-hour session. Now down the side of the page with health, if you can write down this acronym, it's habits. Then the E in health is basically, it's an evaluation session where you find out how did they go in session 1. The evaluation session is session number 2. Number 3, so that's HEA, so activities as in like what exercise are they doing? What are they doing throughout the week? You're finding out how their week looks. So HEAL, so L is for the language, where you're teaching them NLP skills about how to speak to themselves. Because if they keep basically calling themselves names and saying, oh, I'm not really good at eating, or I'm not really, a healthy person, you're helping them to change the language that they use to change the identity that they have in their head. So HEALT for triggers, where you're teaching them about what is it that pops up throughout the day, what is actually anchoring them throughout the day that causes them to actually eat more or exercise less, if that makes sense. One analogy that I love to give to my hypnotherapy clients is basically that if every time you sit in front of a TV you eat, then every time you sit in front of a TV, you're going to feel hungry. And so that's a trigger. So HEALT, and then the H is the hooray session, where it's a wrap up, where you basically, you upsell them to your next program, and you give them a summary about the progress that they've made along the way. So they really feel proud about themselves, that they've achieved the weight loss, but now it's time to not set them more homework, it's time to really integrate the success that they've already had. So that's the 36-box system. If you do that, I guarantee that you're going to feel a lot more confident if you design this in advance with your 36-box system. And you can take notes in this 36-box system, because it's system and health, if that makes sense. Now, that's my 3rd pillar on how to attract $100,000 per year hypnotherapy clinic. The 3rd pillar is how to give really excellent service, how to give competent and confident service. My 1st pillar is about leads. So if you can divide up the how to get leads with the how to book people in, it's going to be a lot easier. Because like my webpage, especially like what you've seen like in the Advanced Course Academy videos, if you've seen them, if not, go to advancedcourseacademy.com and watch, because you can see my campaigns. I basically have like a landing page where it has what I call the headline, offer, and the call to action, and then a capture section where people put in their name, their email address, and their phone number as well. What happens with students, and this is funny because like I talk to people about the technical computer stuff, and you just look at their face, you just look at their eyes glaze over, and then I show them on the computer, I show them the same as in these videos, they look at just how easy it is, like 2 mouse clicks, click, click, and they go, oh, wow, that's all I had to do. And you see their face transform, you see them light up again, because they've gone, I didn't know that you could do that. Well, of course you didn't, because you haven't sat down, because you've got this identity that you're bad at technology, and that's not what you want to be saying in your head. So how to get leads is that you need a really, really good hook. You need to have cut through. You need to have a message that not everybody else is saying. And it's deadly easy to do, but again, it's difficult in implementation. And again, in my online program, this is something that I'll be teaching you. And so for people who are really, really serious about building their business, there's a program that only from this Facebook Live, that if you say all in, so say I'm in if you want the ebook, but if you type all in, so for $997, so like for under $1,000, I've got 5 months of training for you that talks about the big picture of business, the how to get your traffic sources, the ascension, how to make offers of $10,000 or more in your hypnotherapy program, how to do retreats, how to do workshops. There's the viral marketing or the message marketing, and then finally, how to actually run your clinic. And so this is 5 months of online training, which I guarantee is the best in the business and has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's a no-brainer. So if you are absolutely committed to building a business, that's one I absolutely recommend if you type all in, and I'll send you a link, but only for people from this webinar, because it's not a program that I like to sell, because it's worth about $10,000 worth of training, but giving it away for $997. And so then the second pillar, so we've talked about number 3, which is give excellent service with a 36-box plan. How to get leads is dead simple. You need a web page with an opt-in page that it's a capture. You just literally need to capture your database, get their name, email address, and phone number, and offer your program. Step 2, which is how to book them in, I use what I call the appointment program pause phone script. So with appointment, when people ring you up, this is where, when I first started, this is funny that I had no phone script. And so people were basically, when they'd ring me up 7 years ago or 8 years ago now when I started hypnotherapy, I didn't believe that it was a real client. And so I'd go are you calling to make an inquiry? And they would make an inquiry, and then they'd go, oh, that's interesting, and hang up. Now I say, are you calling to make an appointment? And they book in. So appointment program pause. This is the binary tree next. If you ask, are you calling to make an appointment? They can either say yes or yes, but tell me more. If they say yes, you move on to the booking, and you basically say, okay, well, are you looking for a weekday or a weekend? Are you looking for a morning or an afternoon? This is the binary tree. Just like, hangman, like if you get your guesses wrong too many times in a row, if you get your guesses wrong too many times in a row, then the guy gets hung. So the idea is that you get 3 chances before you get hung up on in a booking call. So that's where you don't say, is Monday morning at 9 o'clock good for you? No. Oh, okay, well, is 10 o'clock Monday morning good for you? No. Okay, well, like with me, like there's 40 slots of the week, and it sounds like you're not really busy. Does that make sense? So instead, you use a binary tree. You say you're looking for a weekday or a weekend, you're looking for a morning or an afternoon, and you narrow it down. That's if people say yes, you go straight onto the booking. If people say no first, or yes, but tell me about your program, or how does hypnosis work, the first time I explain this to people, like when someone's on the phone to me in a booking call and asking, how does hypnotherapy work? I gave them like a 2-hour explanation and lecture on my Cert 4 and diploma that I just done like all those years ago on how hypnosis works. That's wrong. That's not what they're asking you. They're asking you about their program, but they don't know how to ask it. It's like if you go to McDonald's and ask for a cheeseburger and go, here's the money, give you the burger. There's no confusion there. It's an easy sale. So when someone's calling you up for hypnotherapy, it's not so simple. You need to educate them on how to book in with you. So when they ask you, how does hypnosis work? You say this. You say the program is the 8 sessions or 6, however many sessions you have of hypnotherapy plus the 2 CD sets. Most people get this result. It's this price, or it's the $200 per session. Plus then you follow up with another benefit, whether it's another CD set, a manual, or whatever it is that they get, or email support, whatever it is that you give to your clients. And so it's appointment, program, and then pause is where you stop speaking so they can have a turn to speak. Because usually what comes after pause, in 80% of cases, is that they'll say, yes, please, can I book in? So if you want my ebook called How to Attract Up to 40 Hypnotherapy Clients Per Week, say I'm in the comments section, and for free, I will give you my ebook that basically tells you exactly my business structure, how I was able to attract up to 40 hypnotherapy clients per week in my first 6 months. And after that, I haven't wanted to see 40 hypnotherapy clients per week. So I've been seeing 20 because I've been lecturing, I've been coaching, I've been traveling, I've been building online courses for you as well and writing these ebooks for you. So that's where there's a point where you don't want to see 40 hypnotherapy clients per week. You probably only want to see 20. So with the ebook, say I'm in, and you'll get instant access. I'll share the link, and you just put in your name, your email address, and your phone number, and you can start building your 6-figure hypnotherapy business today. So again, let's just have like one last look at this location, because this is amazing. My brother's been great holding the camera the whole time. Can you see, like, I'm not holding it? And so he's been so great. So thanks again for watching. Watch this video again from the start, because there is so much information in this. Again, to cover the pillars: leads, sales, service, done, $100,000 hypnotherapy business. So until next time, go out there and build your hypnotherapy business.